Hey, welcome to Mike's Trains, and thanks for joining me for the next video. In this video, in the last video, we got this locomotive ready for painting, and I've actually went and I've done the base coat of blue on here, and I've actually gone and I went ahead and taped off everything that I want taped off on here. And whatever you see that's blue in here all the way around is what's going to stay, is what's going to get painted. And the only reason I did this off camera is because this took a while for me to tape off, and I didn't want to take a whole video. It took me probably a good hour to tape this off. But you kind of get the idea of how this works. I painted it all blue, and then after I painted it blue, I went back and I taped off the areas that I don't want, that are going to stay blue. Okay? So now I'm going to spray all this, I'm going to spray it red. Alright, so all this blue is now going to be painted red. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to tape off the red stripe. But before I spray the red, I'm going to take some clear and I'm going to clear coat all these areas. I'm going to clear coat it, and that'll seal the tape to the blue. Okay, so when you clear coat it, so that the paint doesn't creep up under the tape, the clear will creep under instead, and you won't see it. So I'm going to start with that. I'm not going to show it on video because I think pretty much everybody has seen airbrushing before, and it's not anything, you know, that nobody's ever seen before. So I'm just going to do it, and when I'm done spraying it, I'll come back and this will be all red, and then I'll show you how I'm going to tape off the stripe on here. And these are also the other parts. These are the rails that I pulled off. These are painted as well. I painted the handrails, and this is the roof. And I painted the part where the number boards go, right in here. I painted them white so that when the number boards go back on, these are not lit. The number boards are black, but the numbers themselves are clear. So I'll just set that back on top, and the numbers should show up just fine on there. So why don't I go get started painting this, and I'll come back when this is painted red. Alright, so the red is sprayed, and as you can see here, and I've added the striping tape that's going to leave the red stripe, and then now I'm going to paint this silver. Now you'll notice I didn't come around the front with it. And that's more because I originally was gonna do that, but my masking tape here is a little too wide. It's a 1/16 inch wide, and it's a little too much, and it's gonna cover too much. I won't have room to put the numbers through. So I'm just gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave the red stripe in the back end, and it's just gonna be silver around the nose. And that's gonna be it. So you can kind of see where that goes. It's this upper line is just going over this other tape here. So now I'm just going to go back and I'm going to spray this whole thing silver. And when I get that done, we'll come back and take a look. Alright, so I'm out of the paint booth. I pulled all the tape off, and this is what we end up with. I think I'm okay with it. There's a few issues here and there that I'm really not happy with, but I think overall it came out pretty good, and I think we're going to live with it. I think this will be it. Now it just needs to dry for, I'm going to let it sit for a day or so to dry before I reassemble it. You can also notice that I painted the I painted the screens in here, in here, and here. And then on top, I also painted the vents in here. Just to give a little extra look for it, just something else to see. I may weather this a little bit. I haven't really decided how far I want to go with it, but for the time being, I think I'm gonna call this done. I'm gonna reassemble it, and then I'll throw some pictures of the fully assembled train with the railings. Now the railings I didn't really go into all that much, but they're right here. And what I've done is I've painted the handrails themselves in white in the front and the back, and then the handrails as well on the front pieces here, as well as the chain in between. So all of this needs to be assembled onto the train. You know, then I'll give you a better look. I'll throw some pictures up on the website of the full painted. I wish I could have shown you a little bit more of the taping process and all that stuff, but it took me too long just to do the first tape. That took me over an hour, and I didn't want to do that on video because it's just way too long to have anybody sit through and watch on a video, so I didn't do it. I just kind of showed you the steps in between. So what I did was I painted the whole thing in blue, okay, and then I taped off all the blue where I wanted the red stripes to be up to. Okay, so I taped everything off, top and bottom, all the way around. We sprayed the whole thing red. Then I ran back with another stripe of tape, 16th of an inch wide, and I ran that at the bottom edge of the taped upper and lower sides, and then we sprayed it silver after that. And then when you peel off all the tape and everything, that's what you end up with. So that's how that got done. This roof doesn't want to stay on too well, and it's not gonna, I don't think, until I get the windows in. But yeah, so that's how all that got done. I do have decals for the lettering on the side here. Those will go in black. So those will get done once this all dries and the paint has a full time to harden. I had also painted, well, let's just take this off. I painted the headlights, the lights in the front here, as well as I had painted them in the rear as well, but they ended up in the new paint, so those will have to get redone. The grab irons back here, I may paint those again, not sure. I painted the front edges to the steps here. I don't know how well that shows, but yeah, so that's the whole thing. Again, I wish I could have shown you more, but guys, you know, I don't mind putting out longer videos, but you know, that had all the excitement of watching grass grow. So you know, I explained to you the process, I showed you what it looked like in the meantime, so hopefully that gives you an idea of what went on to make this happen. I hope you like it. I think I'm okay with it. I'll have to see what it looks like once the lettering goes on, the decal for the lettering go on there, and see what that looks like. So I think that's going to be it for this week. This was pretty stressing for me. I'm going to put this down and call it a day. If you're watching me for the first time and you like what you see, please do subscribe to my channel. Love to have you along for the ride. Come and hang out with me. What more can I say? I did mention my website. I'm going to put pictures up on my website of this locomotive once it's all decaled and fully completed and assembled. The website is mikestrains.wordpress.com, like it says there on the screen. You can go over there. You can subscribe there as well. If you subscribe, it just sends you an email notification every time I put anything on my website that has to do with, with the website. Also, as well, I'm going to be adding some new pictures for my dad's layout. I just put in a pond for his layout, did a water feature for it, so I'll be putting pictures up for that in the next couple weeks. So if you're interested in any of that, please go over there and subscribe. Check it out. See what you like. So anyway, until next time, happy modeling.